Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, March 17, 2023. Government has increased the national minimum wage by 44%, reflecting the largest jump in over 20 years. Effective June 1 this year, the current figure of $9,000 will move to $13,000 per 40-hour work week. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement during his contribution to the 2023-2024 budget debate yesterday. Mr. Holness points out that since assuming office in 2016, the minimum wage has moved from $6,200 to $13,000, representing a 110% increase over the 7-year period. This, he says, reflects his administration's full commitment to providing minimum wage earners with a livable income.
We recognize that the contribution of minimum wage earners, such as household workers, artisans, laborers, store clerks, and security personnel, is vital to the success of our manufacturers, hotel professionals, lawyers, doctors, and teachers in meeting our national productivity and service targets.
As it relates to industrial security guards, Prime Minister Holness says the minimum wage will increase from $10,500 to $14,000 per week. This will also take effect June 1, 2023.
We have engaged employers in the security industry to improve the conditions of work for our security guards, ensuring that the necessary statutory payments are made so that they will qualify for housing and national insurance pension.
The loan limit for a single applicant to the National Housing Trust NHT has increased by $1 million to $7.5 million. The 15% increase will take effect July 1. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement during his contribution to the 2023-2024 budget debate in the House of Representatives yesterday. He adds that where a single contributor is buying a house for $12 million or less, that person can access up to $8.5 million for mortgage financing.
What this does is to target the incentive to more affordable priced housing solutions. Madam Speaker, this is to incentivize housing developments in the affordable housing for low-income earners section of the market. This will also create more effective demand for housing solutions at the targeted price point.
Mr. Holness says the NHT will continue to provide 100% financing for houses built by the trust, subject to the availability of funding for such purposes. In addition, 2 people applying jointly will be able to access funding of up to $15 million. The previous figure was $13 million. Also effective July 1, the NHT is to introduce a new interest rate band of 5% for persons earning over $100,000 weekly.
Less than 8% of contributors will fall in the new income band. So the higher interest rate will affect a small number of persons.
The distribution of NHT contributors by income band shows that 66% are eligible for mortgage financing at 0% interest. Special security operations will be established for key infrastructure projects as government aims to ensure they are not hijacked by criminals seeking to illicitly benefit from public resources through extortion or holding up work schedules. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF and the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA are tasked with this responsibility.
In the coming fiscal year, the government will be undertaking several major infrastructural projects across the island. The National Security Council discussed this specific type of threat, and we have tasked the JCF and MOCA to establish special security operations around these projects.
In support of government's push to increase the size of Jamaica's trained labor force, the Heart NSTA Trust will be removing all tuition and administrative fees for its programs up to level 4. This takes effect April 1 and is for programs up to the associate degree level.
This will allow for access to vocational training for all Jamaicans regardless of economic status. This will be a game changer for poor, underserved youth who see fees as an obstacle for their participation in formal training.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Heart has also been directed to modernize its offerings in response to worldwide trends towards automation, smart manufacturing, artificial intelligence, and high-value services. In keeping with that, The Trust is developing centers of excellence and STEAM labs at several of its institutions. The training institution will also continue its collaboration with the Ministry of Education's Hope Legs program. A special internship will be provided for 500 promising 5th and 6th form graduates who have not matriculated to further studies. They will be placed in government entities or with other private sector partners for a period of 1 year.
During the internship, participants will be supported with a stipend of $70,000 monthly. They will be assisted with the establishment of bank accounts and passports and other civil documents. There will also be a saving component where each candidate will receive a lump sum of $120,000 after completion.
Government is cutting the renewal fees for route taxi, hackney carriage, rural stage carriage and contract carriers of public passenger vehicles by 30% for a period of 1 year. It's among several measures announced by the Prime Minister to transform public transport in Jamaica.
This incentive is given to allow operators to regularize themselves and avoid tickets.
During the period that renewal fees will be reduced, the Ministry of Transport is directed to establish an updated database of all operators to ensure that more are in a position to benefit from government interventions such as the CARE program. Government will also be introducing a short course for all public passenger vehicle drivers to improve their quality of service, behavior and awareness. This will be administered by the Island Traffic Authority in collaboration with the Heart NSTA Trust.
All drivers who register and complete the course will be formally certified, and they will receive a $25,000 grant from the government of Jamaica.
10,000 helmets will be provided free of cost for motorcycle riders who go through the short course. In addition, the special DBJ loan window that was announced last year for transport operators to refleet or upgrade their vehicles is being recrafted to facilitate access on preferential terms for persons who would like to change their current vehicle or motorcycle to an electric vehicle or motorcycle. And the National Works Agency has been directed to collaborate with the Ministry of Transport to assess the adequacy of parking, loading bays and approve stops in all urban areas and townships and along all approved routes. The NWA is also to prepare a specific budget for high use and critical loading and parking areas to be funded in the next budget. Prime Minister Holness says he will be arranging consultations with the various taxi groups in the coming weeks to further explore their concerns. And finally, government will be making 10,000 polyethylene water tanks or black tanks available to needs-assessed households across Jamaica, starting with a focus on the areas most affected by the current drought. The black tanks will be issued in the upcoming financial year, which begins April 1, and will be placed on the National GIS database.
This will give us valuable information about household storage capacity and how to plan for the delivery of water to those tanks. Households on path, households recommended by MPs and assessed by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation will qualify for the tanks according to the rules of the program.
A parallel project will assist households to convert these tanks, where possible, into rainwater harvesting systems connected to their roofs. The Heart NSTA Trust will be tasked with developing a national service corps of trainee plumbers and future water engineers to install these tanks and convert them into rainwater harvesting systems.
This will be a 5-year program with the objective that every water-vulnerable household must have storage and rainwater capabilities to withstand drought and water service disruption.
In tandem with this, the Prime Minister says early in the new fiscal year, the administration will table a ministry paper with guidelines for rainwater harvesting. Mr. Holness will also be tabling Jamaica's Water Resources Master Plan, recently completed by the Water Resources Authority. And that is it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.